team that could potentially go undefeated for a second season again. Let's see if that's going to be the case, but that's, you know, we're familiar with Team Envy. The only change here is Lulsish, and that's like an amazing change for them. Elivote had that star-making, you know, tournament at the Atlantic Showdown, just so consistent on his end, and a Pharah player who also plays D.Va and, you know, Sombra. That's something you don't see every day. But on the other side, we've got some familiar faces as well.
Exactly, there's going to be a Kraken and Lacken there on the D.Va. Ooh, about to get demeched, and indeed he
Kraken's a little Lacken.
Yeah. No, he's lacking a mech. Shatter already for Lulsish, taking him out of that big metal sphere, and whew. All right, that's gonna be a first point kept for Envy.
Well, the scariest thing I think for Team Envy is when I look at this team, right? The obvious thing is, oh, Lulsish is coming, you know, into the team. There might be some growing pains, and I can't think of another weakness. Right, and so when you're coming up against this team, you can't. If you play scared, you're going to lose.
Yep, exactly. Because Team Envy knows no fear. Wavecheck themselves got some good names here. Luft on that main tank. You'll know him from any of that EU Overwatch community. Panic also on this Zenyatta. Already nearly at that Transcendence, matching Crimzo here. Rally pop now for Jade. Going to give Wavecheck a little bit of an advantage pushing through, but Jaro Meech is matching them.
Well, Transcendence are coming from both sides already. Sharp already stunned out, and Wavecheck just, you know, trying their darndest to focus some of the members down from Team Envy. But again, what Team Envy is great at is just enabling that member who needs to be enabled. Very, you know, infrequently will you see Team Envy kind of split their attention, and which causes a team sometimes to lose a fight.
Exactly, and a lot of times that playmaker is Elivote. A little unexpected. He is on that off-tank role, but he is so good at managing the, you know, 36 things that divas need to keep in mind at all times. So Envy probably going to be looking to play around him a little bit more, especially now that bomb is up. Sharp also ready with that grab, and gets gobbled up immediately.
Kraken finally ain't lacking. He gets that grab eaten, and so Team Envy now going to be functioning without it, but they've got a ton at their disposal. Wavecheck already down 77% on this point. I'm not even sure they've even been able to touch it just yet. Team Envy has completely stopped them from sniffing that point. Not a single toe has touched that point just yet for Wavecheck.
Not even a nail, and a questionable grab thrown out by Hegon. Sure, there's only 7 seconds left, might not even be able to touch the point, but you never quite know. That second win give up point beyond Hollywood just the last series. Team Envy beating a quick retreat to success.
I'm 95% sure that's a zero-death game for Team Envy, so that's gotta feel rough. I think like the biggest thing, the only thing that died was the grab into Krakelacken's defense matrix, slid into the DM, and then that was pretty much it for Wavecheck.
That is the death of many a thing. Yes.
And so
be wary.
Wavecheck can't panic, right? They've, this is a really awesome opportunity for them to learn from the best. Let's not count them out just yet. It's only been one round, but let's see if Team Envy, they're up for a perfect game right now on this map. If they do not die, they will have 0 deaths overall for this map, and that's definitely something that they should strive to achieve.
Exactly. For a team like Envy, the sky is the limit. Even you don't need to play down to your opponent's level necessarily. You can always be trying to achieve a little bit more. For Wavecheck, they're going to try and achieve a tie here. A round capture on Hanger, easier said than done. Again, Crimzo showing his stuff. Gets that kill, but Luft answers it right back.
So the perfect game is no longer for Team Envy. Luck getting that charge to kill. Team Envy now struggling actually to stay alive. Trades going on both sides. Wavecheck finally finding their first advantage of the fight, but they have given it back up by giving Sharp another kill. Team Envy also known for that grit, as you actually see them taking shot on the objective, forcing Wavecheck to come in, even though Wavecheck has a numbers advantage at the current moment.
Yeah, but they're going to go down kicking and screaming. Wavecheck will have to fight every inch of the way, but not. Crimzo decides to save his life, backs off instead of trying to contest the point, and I would say wisely. There's no way. It's not worth it at this point. So Wavecheck now going to try and coop up Envy as they emerge from this hallway. They don't have any ultimates to speak of just yet, but you have a Zarya that's maintained her charge this entire time. Sharp has to build that back up from 0, so that's an inherent advantage.
Ooh, good shield dash going on to Lulsish, stunning him out. He's actually going to be taken down very early on in this fight. Sharp getting a return kill, though. It's a 5v5 for Team Envy and Wavecheck. Wavecheck still, they should feel pretty confident about their chances here because they got Lulsish out of this map so well and so easily through that teamwork, and now they also have ultimates to keep this fight. They can't let these trades happen because Team Envy will catch up on those ult charges, but something that I think I've already seen a difference between Trill and Lulsish is that aggression. Lulsish not quite, being that big, big kangaroo because he's from Australia, right? Trill is into the rest of the team on at Wave Check, just a little bit more measured play, but some might argue that Team Envy could benefit from that.
If nothing else, it gives them more flexibility, I would say. And Wave Check able to rebuff Team Envy despite the death of Luft. He was so far away from the rest of his team, but he was able to make up for his own death by taking down 2 before he fell. Jaru now popping that rally. Wave Check going to be needing a very hasty retreat. They got their own rally, popping it right now.
Yeah, Wave Check at an ultimate disadvantage right now. Team Envy trying to figure out exactly what they want to invest in this fight. Ooh, nice charge coming in from Lulsish. Now going to take Luft out of the equation. Team Envy, though, investing the Graviton Surge, though, so that means Wave Check in a short amount of time could potentially have a grab without that trans, but Crimzo is one of the fastest generators when it comes to that Transcendence.
Yeah, he is a tried and true fragger right here, but Wave Check themselves, hey, if you do give it up at some point, 95%, nothing to be too ashamed of. Team Envy now trying to press their advantage. This, though, is when I would be a little bit more worried. Wave Check, as a younger team, may fall prey to disorganized engagements. Envy, now they have the advantageous positioning. They have the ultimates to spare. They could easily push Wave Check back, just by finding those early kills. Might be a little bit easier said than done, though. Team Wave Check going for the ring around the rosy.
And so Team Envy have to win every single fight from here on out. And there's going to be a sound barrier coming through. Self-destruct is there. Earth Shatter. Oh no, they're all starting to get up. And Elivo going to get 3 kills. Just 1 coming from Crack and Lacken. 3 is better than 1. I guess I do believe in math. I am a numbers guy. Team Envy going to hold on to the point.
Yeah, a beautiful setup. We saw a bit of that earlier from Revival, and that Shatter Bomb combo. I mean, it's the new Grab Bomb combo. Honestly, there is nothing that you can do short of a sound barrier to save your team. Aligo perched up on the top, going to know exactly which way Wave Check are trying to engage. It might not matter, though. Nothing online except that trance.
The Graviton Surge, though, stops Wave Check in their tracks. Team Envy knowing exactly what to do in this situation. Luft is going to get stunned and then taken down through the charge. Team Envy, remember we said they needed to win every single fight from here on out, and so far they've done just that.
Wave Check have given them no reason to doubt their defensive ability. Lulsish at the ready with yet another shatter. This guy has a shatter per fight, and while it's not an end-all be-all, it is such a strong tool. As Elivo, just taking a look-see right here.
Taking a look-see back onto the fight as well. As Lulsish get taken dangerously low. The healing, though, is there. Has to use the Transcendence to keep him alive. There is no grab on Hegon's side right now. Wave Check need to keep him alive. They are unable to do just that, as Team Envy are going to come back here from 95-0.
That is some kind of comeback. With that, they're going to wrap up Busan with a win. A great start to this 2019 Season 2 for this team. Wave Check themselves looking really good, in the first round, but then just falling by the wayside again, shades of what we saw from Second Wind in our previous series. They stumble on that first step, they lose the ultimate battle, right? And at that point, they're just trying to claw back, and another mistake just sets them back down at square one. It's a really difficult place to, it's a difficult hole to climb back out of.
Well, the other thing is a really big difference between teams like Team Envy and other teams in a situation where you're down 95-0, right? There's no panic. It's all still controlled for Team Envy, right?
We've seen this before.
Exactly. It's like they have that experience. On the other side of it, Wave Check does not, outside of what they were able to do in Trials. They had some really, really close games in Trials, but they did end up finishing that season 2 and 5. They got, they were the lucky ones in 6th place coming into this group draw. And so Wave Check should be really proud of themselves, I think, from even getting 95% on at that first point, because again, Team Envy is potentially our new Fusion University here in North American Contenders.
Exactly. It is a true David versus Goliath challenge for Wave Check right here. And I'm really curious as we move on into Assault, into Hybrid, into Escort. Those are all maps that really rely on the team to be well synergized. If WaveCheck will, be able to take Team Envy off guard, or if they're going to continue, this trend that they've shown here on Control, which is, hey, when they do have the advantage, they're able to hold on to these fights, but they don't know how to win from behind.
Yeah, and that's actually something you need to learn through experience, right? And that's something that they didn't learn while they were in trials, again, because they didn't win many of those games, right? That were close. They did win, I think, one of the 5-game sets, but still, this is such a great learning experience. And we learned so much from, these early map losses to where we can even take it into the next map and say, hey, I noticed that Lulsish is playing this way, right? Maybe we can take advantage of that on our next map and do this.
Exactly. It's all about adaptation. Never say die. So, WaveCheck, gonna try. I'm really curious if they're going to try and start coalescing against around a single player. Team Envy was very notable last season for playing very, very well around Trill and his particular play style. Elivote, who is, could be considered a carry player in his own right, really just shined in his ability to back his main tank's play. WaveCheck, so far, we are relatively new to this team here in Contenders. We haven't really seen that same kind of identity just yet. A good player maybe to coalesce around could be your D.Va, could be your Rein, could be your Zarya. Hegon, now known as Hegon, formerly the player known as Kaluge.
That's a name that most people should know.
Yep, that's a name that a lot of us will be familiar with. So there are definitely playmakers on the WaveCheck side. It's just about who you're going to be giving those resources to.
And they have to learn that very, very quickly because we're coming up onto Temple of Anubis. And, Envy has such a great map win-loss record on every single map coming in from last season. They did very well at the Atlantic Showdown, falling to Fusion University, the new Korean Contenders team. In at the end, and remember, these teams are all playing for a spot in the, potentially in at the Gauntlet, and NA does get that extra spot. So whether you're WaveCheck or Triumph or Envy or Atlanta Academy, right now you're all on even footing to grab that spot. You have to get the wins to get there, though, and in order to do that, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely. WaveCheck now holding here, and it would be a mistake if they allowed for an early rando pick from Crimzo to come through, but it's going to be Elivote this time around, scooping up Panic. He's been the first one to die in the last 2 fights.
Just looking at Elivote's movement, he is exactly where you need to be at all of the, at every moment in this game. He gets the initial pick, he's getting the last one here against Krakenlaken, and I think, at this point, I think I'm ready to say, I like him and Bernard personally for, potential Owl, divas going into that next level. I think he really showed his stuff at the Atlantic Showdown, and just, consistency is so hard to find in Contenders, just in general. I mean, look at the last game we just passed it, right? And so, Elivote is, in my opinion, the most consistent diva in Contenders right now, and we're seeing exactly why.
I would agree. It is really hard to balance all of the things that D.Va needs to do and to do it at such a high level. Team Envy now collapsing upon WaveCheck. No ultimates to be found, and that's going to be a quick trip. All expenses paid back to Respawn.
And so Team Envy have yet to lose a member this time around as well. They've gotten, they're going to get a tick for sure. Let's see what WaveCheck are going to be able to do on their re-engage out of spot.
Oof, Juby the first one down though, does not bode very well. The speediest frog not going to help WaveCheck stall things out. And is that a wreck? How fast was that? I actually didn't manage to catch the time clock.
Thanks, Ham.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. 6 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. I wonder how that compares to some of the other finishes. We can't really compare to Owl because it's a different level of play, but here in Contenders, I'm sure that's way up there.
Oh, certainly. I mean, I think Team Envy played a total of 1.5 fights. So it's got to be up there. Envy, I mean, again, kind of just, even with a new main tank, right? Your main tank is the tip of that Death Ball spear. If you're not synergized with your main tank, it's impossible to win that Goats v Goats mirror. But even with that main tank, Envy seem to know what the win conditions for each of these fights are. And sometimes it simply is throw out as much damage as you possibly can. If we don't catch someone, we're going to crack a shield. If we don't crack the shield, we're going to waste the Matrix, right? They threw everything that they had into that small, this tiny little corridor, which we've seen teams face up against so often, and they just happen to catch Panic. And from that point on, it's just, ball rolling downhill. Sisyphus ain't even there.
Team Envy looking for a perfect game this time around as well. Last time on Busan, it was Luft who ruined that for Team Envy, and honestly, they had some really good team fights. They won. They got all the way up to 95%, almost won that round. All they needed to do was win one more fight. Unfortunately, Team Envy did not allow that to happen. Team Envy coming in on this defensive side. I'm excited to see Lulsish on this Winston.
Yeah. I am also very excited. Defense Winston with this Ana has been very popular on Anubis. You can get up to a Primal Rage within the very first fight. And if not, your Ana is going to have the Nano within that first fight in all likelihood. Sharp on this Sombra, just looking to pepper in damage, be that all oppressive Mexican hacker there in that backline. Wave check, kind of cautiously stepping onto this high ground right now, but, with good reason.
I want them to go aggressive. I want them to just go. Remember, Kraken ain't lacking. Right now, there's a lot of Kraken in lacking, and now this is exactly what I want to see. They're pushing in to the side room. They're going to go onto the high ground, force Team Envy to rotate even more. We're still playing Ring Around the Rosie, but eventually Wave Check with a speed boost should be able to get on to the objective proper, as Lulsish actually lagging behind on that Primal Rage charge. If you compare that to Iremix, he's about 60% at the same point on their game, and so Team Envy will not have their ult for the time being, and now we're finally seeing some poking happen, some damage getting peppered into the rest of Team Envy. Wave Check, though, do need to wake up Kraken Lacken, and once he does, you got to do something. You got to get onto the point.
That's where Ghost thrives. You got to pressure that point. Big EMP catches a couple of members. Big anti to follow as well. That is the kind of capitalization that you need to see from any team running Sombra Goats.
Yeah, Wave Check actually getting the kill on it to Crimso, so they're not going to have that Nana or that Ana. Team Envy, though, still slowing this fight down. There is a Sombra on the high ground, hacking and peppering in at that damage. Luft is hacked, so there is going to be no shield, but it doesn't protect you from Monkey Fist, if I say so myself, as a Diva going to get isolated. Lulsish could have done a little bit more with that Primal Rage, and, in terms of getting kills on it to Wave Check. This has been a long, drawn-out fight, and Wave Check keeping up here, already 2 ticks for him.
Yeah, Envy can't really give much more space. This Nano's going to have to come out sooner rather than later, and indeed it does, but Hegon catches them in the grab immediately right after. That's one ultimate down the tubes. Fire forced to use that sound barrier now, but it is for naught.
Yeah, and with 1 minute and 57 seconds left on the clock, Wave Check are primed to grab this first point from Team Envy. They're going to continue to see Anubis, but 5 minutes and 51 seconds left to snowball into point B. Kraken, though, man, he's a tired little boy. He's got to take those naps before he feels ready about going in. Remember, last time he got slept, they ended up winning the point after he wakes up. And so let's see if that's going to happen one more time. Team Envy have a self-destruct that should delay this point just a little longer for them, but Wave Check have a better, ultimate cachet right now.
Oh, big EMP, though, catches for Kraken Lacken sleeping again! Oh no, come on, man, this is not the time for a siesta. Team Envy clean things up and is going to be back to respawn, back to the drawing board for Wave Check. Some really unfortunate stuff here. It seemed like maybe they forgot that Sharp potentially had the EMP in his back pocket. They were all very vulnerable, grouped up. There was a miracle that, Sharp didn't manage to catch the full 6 Wave Check death ball if he had gone from the flanking route.
Well, and Wave Check, at least they didn't use that Transcendence. They still have that Earth Shatter, so they're not coming in with nothing, but Lulsish going to have an Earth Shatter of their own, but there isn't a grab coming in from the other side. Hegon will have Graviton Surge before Sharp if, things go normally for this team. So this is, I was about to say, this is arguably Wave Check's one of their better chances on getting some progress on at this point, but when you get picked off like that, it's going to be a lot harder when you're pushing in with 5, and then what happens is the rest of Team Envy can aggress upon you and get caught up on those ultimates that you're seeing right now.
Yeah, this is actually a really awkward place for Wave Check. Do you give up this positioning, give up that high energy to wait for them to come back? No, they're going to push.
Oh, really good shield placement coming in from a Lulsish to keep the rest of this team alive, but he's going to fall down because of it. Luft's going to be taking him down. Wave Check has that Graviton Surge. Let's see if they're going to try to invest into it. Remember, this is Assault, so the defensive spawns are going to be very advantageous for them, and Wave Check continuing on getting those picks. Luft coming alive right now, being that identity for Wave Check that these teams absolutely need to find success in North American Contenders, and Team Envy falling by the wayside right now from the upstart. I'm going to say a Wave Check here on Anubis.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Envy caught with their pants down here, not expecting such a well-coordinated attack from Wave Check, and it is not over. Hegon now picks off Fire. That's one of the best stalling heroes around for Team Envy. Gone now. Sharp himself pushed out. Does he desperation grab here? There's a bomb. zoning everybody away, and in the meantime, the Hammond falls.
Oh, Elivote, though, trying to be the hero that we've learned him to be, but he's not going to be it this time around, as Wave Check do cap the second point here on Anubis. They are going to attack one more time, as Team Envy did finish with over 6 minutes. Wave Check, though, you've got to feel good about that. Snaps to you, snaps to you. That's awesome work from you, and that's a pretty, good time bank, 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Oh, absolutely, and I just want to point out a really specific, but such a telling moment where I was like, you know what, this Wave Check team, I think they got something going for them. The whole reason that Hegon was able to land as solid of a grab as he did, because, Elivote, he's always hungry. He's always looking for those black holes, but it was the bash combo. Jade comes in, bashes Elivote. Nothing that this diva can do. Hegon throws in the grab, and it seems like such a small point, right? Of course, why don't you just bash the diva first? But having that attention to detail and the ability to execute that kind of combo play is really good news for Wave Check. They won that last fight off the backs of their good teamwork.
I actually really like the zoning ult from Krakenlaken as well, putting it right around the corner so anyone coming from spawn had to wait until the self-destruct exploded before they could attack the point once more. Wave Check, gotta be feeling good about that. Now they just have to do the exact same thing. They have to make this happen twice. Lightning, they say, doesn't strike the same place twice. I'm feeling pretty good because Wave Check's made of water, right? And Lightning's attracted to water. I'm sorry, everyone. Team Envy now on the defensive...
This is the size learning channel.
Yeah, and so Team Envy now going to be running goats.
Goats here for Team Envy, and why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wave Check coming in here. Whew, he got already taken down to half HP. That's going to be a little bit more ultimate charge for Panic, but they just got to make sure that what happened to them on the defense doesn't happen on the offense, because there's only going to be so much time to give. They only have half of the time bank that Team Envy currently holds. We're more than happy to just sit back, let that Discord orb dissipate over the head of Sharp, and wait for Wave Check to crash into them.
Look at how they're just positioned onto this high ground right now. Team Envy, Lulsich, and Sharp, alternating who's standing in front based on what cooldowns are available. Lulsich does go down, but there's 3 kills going from Team Envy. Wave Check is going to have to try to attack one more time. Right now, they're just trying to avoid feeding Team Envy a ton of ult charge. Unfortunately, they did just that.
Jade has been very vulnerable to Lulsich in the past. You would think it was kind of a little bit of the opposite, since Vegeta does have some CC to push the Orions away. But Wave Check just needs to, keep an eye on all of the moving parts. And again, look at Panic taken low here. Wave Check can't afford to take so much damage before they even choose to engage, because that's all free ultimate charge to the side of Team Envy, who merely have 4 ultimates online.
And so they're going to try the same route, this very common route for goats versus goats, where you kind of rotate around, and Lulsich going to jump into Wave Check, shatter, and get a ton of kills. That is unbridled aggression. That was very Trill-like, if I say so myself.
Yeah, maybe. You were talking about big shoes to fill. Maybe Trill left a pair of his sneaks around. Also just slipped them on. Really good stuff. All started with a great displacement boop from fire to, jettison luffed up into the air so he couldn't protect his team. And that was only 1 ultimate used from Team Envy. Still more online, and Wave Check haven't really had an opportunity to use theirs. They're going to try for the high ground rotation, but again, before the words can even leave my mouth, man.
Well, when Team Envy are functioning on all cylinders, it looks like Wave Check and honestly other teams, like we saw at the showdown, are unable to even sniff that point, right? Mm-hmm. They all die before they go in there. The focus coming from Team Envy is so strong. They also have some good ultimates to handle what Wave Check is going to throw their way on this next push, but this grab could change things for Wave Check.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be hoping for. Maybe the rally to try and give them a little bit more shielding before they, or armor before they push in here. Hegon's still about 13 seconds away from that grab. Team Envy have cut the time bank down to now just 40 seconds. Wave Check, it's do or die.
Oh, good shield dash on to Sharp, but look at how quick he reacted using that Graviton Surge, pulling some of the team away from that fight. Transcendence has also been used from both teams. Crimson going to find a little bit more value out of his. It's Krakenlaken. He's cracking a little bit. That shell of a Diva mech is going to have to use that self-destruct. No kills going either way this time around, and Lulsich, though, is going to get charged from Luck, but both Reinhardts are already off of the field. 5v5 now. Team Envy still looking pretty strong. Looking at that 86 energy coming in from Sharp. Kraken once more so very low. They finally do crack that egg. He is next. It's going to be so hard for WaveCheck to come back and try to grab a tick now.
Nearly impossible. The best that they can hope for is to start things out, but no, Crimzo goes down. It is not done just yet. The offensive respawns are so much closer than that for the defenders, but now they're caught in the grab. Transcendence does come out.
That grab generation was very, very quick. It matched the Transcendence coming in from the other side. If that chance wasn't there, we'd actually see Team Envy winning this fight outright. But WaveCheck coming in strong. Eliva once more trying to even things up. This is still anyone's fight, but actually WaveCheck are looking like they are going to cap this point. Eliva has been de-mech'd, and we saw this happen with Revival. They got that initial pick, and I think a little bit of relaxation occurred that said, oh, I think we might get this. It's just going to be standard trickling. But then Crimzo goes down, and everything changes.
Exactly. Team Envy just, relaxing their bodies for just a second. WaveCheck able to take advantage of that small window of opportunity. Some really good stuff just in general. Even though Crackalacken still went down, WaveCheck were able to keep that stall alive long enough. However, now they only were given 30 brace seconds, down to 8, 7 here. They gotta make a move.
Earthshatter goes down. Luft is already down. Egon didn't get the Graviton Surge off. That's a consolation prize in the end as we see a great ragdoll coming in from Luft, starfishing across the screen. Team Envy will be holding here. WaveCheck are going to have to try one more time, but the fact that they grabbed point A, they got 3 points, that shows some grit. Good teams and the great teams have grit. WaveCheck, like you said, I'm seeing the potential.
Yeah, absolutely. It's never over until it is over. 1 point, it's not, what you would have hoped for, but it is a little bit of cushion to play around. You can, take your feet off of the point, try and heal up, regroup. It's not as if you have to keep a body on the objective at every second or else give up the whole series. Team Envy, though, going to try and put WaveCheck in that kind of position. They have all the time in the world. 6 minutes, 25 seconds seems insurmountable for the defense. However, many other teams have tripped right before the goal line in the past. They spend all their time banking up their ultimates, and when that one push doesn't work, maybe it's the tilt, maybe it's just hey, we're probably going to get it, we only need 1 point kind of attitude. But Team Envy, they need to just keep everything tight, keep everything as disciplined as if they were in the past.
Jade, we didn't see that. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. We all make mistakes.
I don't know if I don't see what.
Exactly. It's a Team Envy, 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Like you said, it feels insurmountable, but there was a team called Sky Foxes 2 seasons ago that I think did have over 6 minutes on Lunar Colony and were unable to capture point A. So if it happens once, it can happen again. And so WaveCheck are going to be trying their darndest. At least they get to hold on point B, right? It's not just an all or nothing point A scenario for them.
Nope. But Team Envy already making a very quick rotation. Everybody healthy, hail, nobody taking chip damage as they walk into the health pack room. WaveCheck themselves know exactly where they're coming. It's all about that shield break, trying to pull cooldowns as we see Hegon's self bubble already burned. Ooh, Crimzo, yeah.
Yeah, Crimzo's taken very low already as Panic and Crimzo are pretty much even on this ult charge right now. And Crimzo's going to have to get the armor pack invested in them, so that means it's not going to be there for Lulfish or Ellie, though, so they can't play as aggressively as they want until that cooldown comes back from a Jaru. It's going to be back in at no time as Jade is going to get isolated, almost gets taken down. But in the meantime, on the other side, the Lucio is the first blood for Team Envy. Juby going to be going back to Son, and the rest might fall because they're very, very weak right now.
Oh no, Jade, the second one down, and all of WaveCheck, like a house of cards, crumbling in the face of Envy's all-out aggression. That's going to be a point A in no time, and WaveCheck now have to take that defense to point B. Going to be a lot harder without Crackalacken, and this is what I'm talking about. Team Envy knows exactly how far to push it. Lulfish could be vulnerable as a solo ride. Nah, he's got Elivo as his back.
All right, Lulfish trying to go. He went under the bridge, tried to rotate around, and no one is on the point. Team Envy are going to win that round on Anubis.
We were about to break it down.
we were about to break it down, right? That was actually a really cool flank attempt from Lulfish as he jumps down, and maybe they don't really see the big German go onto the low ground. He goes through where the health pack is, loops back around, earth shatters from behind. And maybe that was part of the reason why they see Nye. Too much attention was taken from Lulfish at that moment in time. But WaveCheck unable to put a body on the point. Team Envy are going to win that, go up 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky for Wave Check because they definitely had a shot there. You saw right there Zen trancing, at the very end of the game, but Panic had trance. It was possible for Wave Check certainly to draw things out, keep things really interesting, but unfortunately, the wily ways of those Team Envy main tanks got the better of them this time around.
And so we have entered halftime with Team Envy up 2-0. Wave Check showing signs of potential. I think, again, with time, this is a team that can compete, but they don't have a lot of time. They only have 6 minutes until halftime is over, and we'll see you then.